How many times do you think Brendan's going to mention that he long snapped in high school?
Way too many times. Way too many times.
I agree. Hey FSU fans, we're out here at the Bobby Bowden statue at Doak Campbell Stadium, and we're here for a special reason. I'm here with Brendan Sonnone and Dane Draper of Knowles 24/7. Brendan, what are we doing today?
We are going to be long snapping. More specifically, we're going to be learning how to long snap with FSU long snapper extraordinaire James Rosenberry. He's been a 2-year starter for FSU as a long snapper, doing both punts and field goal snapping. Dane, what do you know about long snapping, and what do you think we can expect today?
I don't think we know a whole lot, which is part of why we're doing this, but I think it'll be harder than most people might expect, and I'm hoping not to look like a buffoon, basically.
Buffoon. Well, as someone who long snapped in high school and set the record for most extra points in the game for Niagara Falls in 2006, I think I'd be great at it.
Yeah.
Do you want to go find out how to do this?
I do. I'm ready.
All right, let's go. All right, I'm here with James Rosenberry, long snapper extraordinaire. James, first off, tell us, how did you get into long snapping?
So growing up, I wasn't the biggest kid, I wasn't the fastest kid, and so when you put those two things together, you get the long snapper. The guy who's not on the line as a lineman because he can't get up to 250 pounds in high school, and he doesn't run that 4.8, 4.9 like a lot of the quick kids. So you find a little niche, get on the field. So my dad snapped in high school. He got me, sort of jumped on it just so I could get on the field. And I didn't start taking it seriously until about sophomore year of high school. I started going to camps. I got a lot of my fundamentals through Chris Rubio. Once I was satisfied or went far enough in my training with Rubio, I started branching out to Cole's, Jamie Cole, and Casey Casper, his snapping component of Cole's kicking, and just sort of went from there. Getting little bits and pieces from every little coach, figuring out what fits me best, and that's sort of how I got into it.
When did you realize that you'll have a chance? And for you guys to know, like, James is now on scholarship at Florida State. Congrats! I know it's been a journey to get here. When did you realize that you could go to school, play football at the Power 5 level as a long snapper?
So the end of my junior year, I was sort of
outside world looking in, thinks that I just have to snap the ball back, whether it's a field goal or a punt, and it's 10 to 14 yards. Not that easy. What's one thing that you could explain to our audience that they would have no idea, like, just how precise what you're doing actually is?
The best way to describe this is, I hate using the analogy, is it's like a golf swing. A lot of different moving components, but if any aspect is wrong, there's about 3 or 4 different things that could go wrong just from having an issue. So within the form itself, we throw our legs back and up, sort of to generate power along with our arms. If our elbows and knees aren't in sync, you're going to get something along the lines of a high ball or a low ball, depending on if you came too quick with your legs or if you came too quick with your hands. So that's just one aspect. Everything from your ankles, knees, every joint on the body has to be in sync. So when you think about it from that perspective, the complexity really ramps up. And even once you've gotten everything in sync, now you have to figure out, okay, can I put power into it?
How do you think Dane, myself, and Zach are going to do being able to snap the ball? And do you think we have any chance of catching your fastball when it comes to, like, an extra point field goal snap?
I think after at least one look at it, you'll be able to catch it. But when it comes to snapping in itself, there's a level of talent that you have, so it's either going to come easy or it's not. But for the most part, once you get one aspect down, it starts to build on each other. You start getting that confidence, and it's just a matter of how fast you can build that confidence. So until I see you guys start, I will not have an idea, but I'll know within the first 3 minutes.
All right, let's get into it.
Legs just wide apart.
Go down, just hang. Try to go deep into it.
Dang.
I'm so inflexible. But some guys swear by it, some guys don't. For me, I just do what works best for me. So I try not to change too much of my body in a short period of time.
These are faded dimples, but you can sort of see them still. It's been worked in so much that I can have a good grip with the ball, because what we want to do is we want to have contact at all points on your fingers, but not so much with your palm. Now, if those dimples exist, we're looking at less contact between all your fingers and the ball. So more variables show up, and it gets even worse if you're sweaty or if it's wet out, because a simple little slip can change the entire spiral of the ball from perfect spiral into a giant wobble. That can be the difference between a high ball, low ball, or getting blocked.
So when it comes to a game, are you allowed to use that ball in a game?
So we have to get, I think the number's 10 balls. Usually quarterbacks will choose them. So we have to coordinate with them to make sure that we're sort of on the same page. At the end of the day, it comes down to their decision on balls, but we try to make the best of the balls that we have. And for the most part, people do enjoy a specialist broken in ball more than anything.
It's really hot out, and the sweat factor James just mentioned is going to probably make us look worse than I'm expecting.
Big part of snapping. If these go, we're done.
Okay.
So we always want to warm up about 7 to 10 yards. Focus on your dominant side first. That's what generates a lot of the power. The opposing hand is going to be more of a guide when it comes to anything on the ball. So we're going in a ratio of 2 to 1 when we're warming up, throwing. 2 with our right, 1 with our left.
How long will you do this for usually before practice?
It's normally based on feel. Like if you feel warmed up, you can go longer, you can go shorter. So
Throwing right?
yep,
2-1, right?
Throw right, 2-1. So we're still focusing on trying to throw that spiral just like you would. It's gonna feel weird. Yeah, I know.
I feel like a little kid throwing the ball. We're not putting that in there.
This is our next progression that I usually go into. I call them foreheads. This focuses on the hands themselves, the release point. When you're upside down going into your snap, as you pull through, this is essentially the motion on the start point. So you're focusing on your hands, finishing through the body. You're focusing on how your fingers are coming off the ball, and then how your arms are extending in the entirety of the motion. Normally you aim from the forehead to the chest. Some people will do over the head. Mason is a fan of this.
Are you judging him for that?
I am judging. I keep judging. This aspect I don't enjoy because it develops what we call a hitch on our ball. So if you ever see in a game or anything where we're down, the ball comes up and then back, that's what a hitch is. So if you think about it from the upright position, this is essentially the same thing.
Why do you want to avoid it?
So you have a Jared Verse on the other side of the ball who's watching it like a hawk, just waiting for your movement. So if everything isn't efficient, that's tenths of a second he's off the line from the forehead. Better. Right at the chest, that's the aiming point.
It's better than you, Dane.
Smoke coming off that one. The spiral comes with time as we go through everything. This little black button, they don't like it. They don't like it at all. Our job and what they communicate to us is we have to snap it with the ball and the black button under our palm so that when it comes back to them, they're facing this little logo and not this little black button when they come through. Yes. I don't think I'm smart enough. The line.
Zach, how do you think Dane's going to do?
First attempt, not so good, but he'll get better.
We're going to take our position, snapping, flexibility with the hamstrings, very crucial. Real quick, tell me how comfortable that is.
That's fine.
Okay. Good.
So it's not as fine.
To keep the feet where they are, what you're gonna do, you're gonna grab the ball just like how we did the forehead drill earlier. Throw your hands at this. Put all the way through. Okay. Yep. And it's on you. Better. It's not bad.
I'm so proud.
I'm actually very proud. That's actually really good for a guy who's never done this.
And it's good for like 2 more of these with the squatting thing.
Oh, you'll feel it, don't worry. Just so you can have enough grip. And bring your left toe forward just a little bit. We always usually work on a line, but over time we work away from it, just so we're even. A left foot back can mean that the ball now will go left to right, and you'll miss your target. And if you miss 3 inches here, you miss almost 3 feet out there.
Which we don't want.
No.
I've heard. That's bad.
Of course not.
All right.
Of course not.
Nice and even here.
And we'll just aim at his mid-chest.
Drag it.
So you see how your hands are over top of the ball?
Yep.
All that pressure's up top.
Okay.
So we might want to bring that left hand down a little bit. Yep. Oh, not a bad spiral, just the release point was a little low.
Well,
Yep. So our job is essentially figuring out, as we go through our warm-up, as we go through our snaps, we're just doing minor corrections here or there. If it's low, maybe it could be 1 or 2 things, and I just narrow it down from there. But when you're beginning, you're not really sure what thing it could be, because there's multiple things that could be going wrong at any given time. So our job is essentially correcting these. Okay.
You gotta lower your left hand.
thanks, Dad.
Yeah. Getting better.
I like long snapping to yourself in the front yard.
The best part is you don't have to be an extreme athlete. See that? Perfect. Good ball. You don't have to be an extreme athlete. But you have to have at least some level of cardio so you can sit down on the ball, do the squats, and have some level of flexibility. But now QBs won't like me saying this, but our job, we're just upside down quarterbacks. So
Even harder, obviously.
That's the title. Is upside down quarterbacks.
But so we'll move into long snaps.
Yeah.
Now, if you're feeling tired right now,
Yeah.
this is just the warm up.
Oh my God.
I'll move my left foot a little bit forward, just so it's straight to straight. At no point in time do I ever want to have to go square up, and he's standing off to the left. At no point in time do I want to snap across my body, because inconsistencies, variables. This could do one thing, my left might not follow through. This could not follow through enough, and it'll be behind it. And that could go for both ways. But now that you've seen it, would you like to try it?
Dane, would you like to go first?
Of course.
Okay.
And when you're going back, don't hurt yourself. But you're going to something similar to this feet. You never want to fall forward, you'd rather fall back. But at the end of the day, the goal is after you snap, just be able to sit down. Slide, Billy.
I'm kidding.
We didn't sign anything, so state of Florida, we can sue.
Those small lots of yards, it seems like a great deal. So we're looking through, I'm at 10 yards right now. You're looking through?
Yeah.
Alright, this is where you have to snap the ball now.
Alright.
Dane,
All right.
let's go.
front of you go.
So you're snapping the exact same as a short snap. That'd be a great short snap height. Now we just want to improve
Get
the
the
legs.
legs more time.
It's going to naturally bring the angle up,
Okay.
but as you come through, we're just using more legs instead of not. Wow.
All right, we're good.
You want to try 14?
Oh, that was only okay. That was oh, I did this in high school. I didn't try.
I know. Like, am I being conned right now?
I don't think I'll try 14. I think that's gonna be problematic. It feels like double.
Yeah. Then their mind goes to this idea, I need to power it, but at the end of the day, just need to do the exact same thing.
So little. Like that?
When we think overpower, then our grip starts pressuring, and the variables start adding up.
Because that would have been bad even like 10. Like that would have
Exactly.
been 10. So, you know,
Whereas you just did a perfect 10,
Right.
but now it's in your mind, I need to power this back there, I need to get this back there. And that's going to your hands, going to the rest of your body, you're sort of tensing. So it's this mind game of how calm and relaxed can I be, how confident am I with that?
you know that confidence is my strong suit.
Oh my, outside of just a hair drop off, that's great.
That's great.
Good spiral, good everything.
All right, getting dizzy. I think that's a good note. We made it through. I think mostly intact. Dane looks like he might pass out. I think we're gonna have to send Zach to the hospital after this. I already have my injuries, so we're good. They already existed beforehand. James, thank you for this. How did we do?
I was pleasantly surprised. I really was. You guys did great with the long snaps. The short snaps were a little rough off the beginning, but it's first day. I just showed you the drills for the first time, and I don't think you ever thought to hold a ball up to your forehead and try to throw it like a chest pass. So all in all, this looked great today. Like your first 10 yard, even your 14 was within the body for a first timer to do stuff like that. I'm very, very pleased. That'd be a very good session, regardless of high school or college.
Let's go. Dan, you said beforehand that you thought this would be harder than maybe people watching at home thought it would be.
Oh, of course it is.
Now, where are we after doing it?
Well, it's like you can take a course on knocking flexing, which probably like obviously you've been doing it for so long, you're still improving at it. And also, it's just so unnatural. Like, I don't know, like throwing left-handed feels like I've done like a little kid. Throwing up to your forehead with your elbows pinched in, I don't know, dude.
All right, well, James, this was fun and a newfound appreciation for what you're doing.
Yeah, no, thanks for coming out, guys.
Thanks, James.
Will the hair drop off?
So it's not as fast as you think at first.
How was that, Zach?
Fast, right? 10 yards. But it's 14. So now you'll feel the 10 yard reaction time. Sort of screws with you a little bit.
You guys probably don't like appreciate because you're around it so much, but like the sound that it makes,
Oh,
it's
Beautiful.
How was that, Zach?
Like it.
What are your thoughts on the torque and the velocity there?
Very crisp.
Is it scary?
No.
Okay.
Was that personal? He may or may not collapse.
Do I call it?
Nope.
Are you close to passing out?
Yeah, no, if you want
I-
first-hand accounts, you can ask about 3D
find out.
managers.
What?
Usually catch for me for warm-up flat, like over the past few years.
Oh my god.
I'm
terrified.
add that in. You can throw like the heat index in the video, right? Like,
this out, and I'll show you down or up.
About that.
Go inside you. Down. Right there.
It's 106. It's not.
Oh, Jesus. All right, that's it. I'm not gonna get hurt. We're good. So that was brutal.
Yeah.
All right. So first off, we're gonna show what happened with Zach's leg here. It's already welted up pretty good. There. And then Dane looks like a vampire right now.
You know the villain from the first Captain America movie? That's what Dane looks like.
Red Skull.
Yeah.
How do we do, Zach?
I thought we did well. I thought you guys both did well in the long snapping for sure. James was an awesome teacher, and I have a lot more respect for what he does and what those guys do in that room now.